Michael Chandler versus Nate Diaz needs to be next, as Michael Chandler called out Nate Diaz since Conor McGregor pulled out. Now, who would win this fight? Well, before we talk about who would win this fight, let's take a look at their latest performances, in which Michael Chandler fought Tony Ferguson, in which Tony Ferguson dropped Michael Chandler in round 1.
A moment ago. Oh, big early knockdown.
But then Michael Chandler brought it back and knocked out Tony Ferguson with a nasty kick to the head in round 2. After this, Michael Chandler went on to fight Dustin Poirier, in which Michael Chandler started off great until Dustin Poirier dropped Michael Chandler in round 1.
He hit him again.
But after this, Michael Chandler took control of round 2 with his wrestling and ground game. But then Dustin Poirier got Michael Chandler in a rear naked choke and made him tap in round 3.
He's in tight. He's got it tight. He got it.
Dustin Poirier.
Now let's take a look at Nate Diaz's latest performances, in which he fought Leon Edwards, in which both went back and forth, both had some great shots and kicks. But Leon Edwards was way more accurate than Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz did rock Leon Edwards in round 5, but it didn't matter because Leon Edwards still ended up taking it by decision.
By unanimous decision, Leon.
After this, Nate Diaz went on to fight Tony Ferguson as well, in which Nate Diaz took control of the whole entire fight with his striking. Nate Diaz got Tony Ferguson in the guillotine and made him tap in round 4.
By Diaz to the body and then up top.
Now, here's the thing about this fight. You could hate this fight because you could argue that this fight with Michael Chandler and Nate Diaz is pointless, because if Michael Chandler goes on to beat Nate Diaz, it doesn't mean anything. But then at the same time, if you're going to say this, you could also say the same thing about Conor McGregor, because if Conor McGregor was to fight Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor was to lose, it wouldn't matter since Conor McGregor is out of his prime. So both Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz are out of their prime. And yes, Nate Diaz is a bit older than Conor McGregor, but still, this fight with Nate Diaz and Michael Chandler is no different than the Conor McGregor fight. So now let's say both men in the UFC were somehow able to make this fight happen. How would this fight play out? Well, most likely Michael Chandler would have came out on top against Conor McGregor, so I definitely see that happening here. But I definitely see Nate Diaz putting on a show, maybe not performance-wise, but definitely entertainment-wise. So yeah, maybe not the best fight to make, considering that Michael Chandler is ready to fight and he would easily destroy both Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz. But at the same time, you really can't blame Michael Chandler because he just wants to make a big fight happen against a big name. So yeah, pretty pointless fight, but at the same time, at least it involves two big names.